count.
And we have about 30 seconds remaining in our hold in the T- clock. After that, the L- and the T- clocks will be synced up. You're looking at a live shot of the Delta IV Heavy rocket poised for liftoff from Space Launch Complex 37 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. And we'll pick up the count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
T- 4 minutes and counting. Minus 355.
Ground pyros enabled.
And once again,
25.
We're about 3 minutes and 20 seconds before liftoff. And Mick, can you tell me what we have left to go in the next 3 minutes?
Yeah, the teams are securing LOX and LH2, liquid hydrogen tanking there. They'll be finishing that up, getting ready to go internal. You'll hear a call for spacecraft power to internal. They'll be arming their flight termination systems and getting ready for launch, and then bringing the Delta IV Heavy launch vehicle onto internal power to prepare for the final terminal count.
Minus 249.
And we are coming up very shortly on the verification of the spacecraft being on internal.
CBC locks at flight pressure and flight level.
Minus 230.
NSC verifies spacecraft on internal power.
Verified.
And we are at T- 2 minutes, 5 seconds, and counting. After liftoff, we'll be listening to the voice of United Launch Alliance, Patrick Moore, providing ascent commentary.
155.
Launch sequencer start.
Minus 140.
SCS launch enable.
137.
CBC LH2 at flight pressure and flight level.
FTS armed.
Minus 120.
LCU arm.
SCS count started.
T- 1 minute.
Engine start box go.
Rock, report range status.
Range green.
50.
LCOVM. Third
Go,
stage is
OVM.
go for launch.
Roger.
Range green. Second stage LH2 secure at flight level.
40. Minus 30.
Status check.
Go Delta.
Go PSP.
Minus 15.
Profi ignition.
10. 9.
9,
Disser start.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff of the mighty Delta IV Heavy rocket with NASA's Parker Solar Probe a daring mission to shed light on the mysteries of our closest star, the Sun.
3R68s look good in the full thrust mode. Five seconds into flight. Chamber pressures continue to look good on all 3 boosters. Now 35 seconds in. Chamber pressure on the core booster is throttling down to the partial thrust mode. Response looks good. Now 50 seconds into flight. Strap-on boosters look good in the full thrust mode. Core booster looks good in the partial thrust mode. Now 1 minute into flight. Vehicle trajectory looking good right down the middle of the range track. 1 minute, 10 seconds into flight. Coming up on 1 minute, 19 seconds into flight, max Q, maximum dynamic pressure, and Mach 1, Delta 4 is now supersonic. One minute, 30 seconds into flight. Port and starboard booster engines continue to look good in the full thrust mode. Core booster looks good in the partial thrust mode. One minute, 45 seconds into flight. Trajectory continuing to look good right down the middle of the range track. ACS press valve has been opened. ACS pressure response looks good. Two minutes, 10 seconds in. Strap-on boosters continue to look good in the full thrust mode. Core booster looks good in the partial thrust mode. And Delta 4 has gone to closed loop guidance. Two minutes, 30 seconds into flight. And at 2 minutes, 39 seconds into flight, the Delta 4 rocket now weighs just 1/2 of what it did at launch, burning propellant at a rate of almost 5,000 pounds per second. And launch vehicle is now 33 miles in altitude, 49 miles downrange distance, traveling at 4,500 miles per hour. 3 minutes into flight. RS-68A engines in the port and starboard boosters continue to look good in the full thrust mode. Core booster looks good in the partial thrust mode. 3 minutes, 15 seconds into flight. Trajectory continuing to look good down the middle of the range track. Approximately 2 minutes remaining in the boost phase of flight. Chamber pressures continuing to look good on all 3 boosters. Port and starboard booster in the full thrust mode. Core booster continuing in the partial thrust mode. And standing by for a strap-on booster throttle down momentarily. Port and starboard boosters have begun to throttle down. And we have jettison of both strap-on boosters. Core booster is throttled back up to full thrust. Response looks good. Four minutes, 25 seconds into flight. Upper stage lock system has begun boost phase chill down sequence. And 1 minute remaining in boost phase of flight. And upper stage fuel system has begun boost phase chill down. Five minutes into flight. Just over 30 seconds now remaining in first stage phase of flight. Core booster engine continues to look good in the full thrust mode. Vehicle trajectory continuing down the middle of the range track. 5 minutes, 20 seconds into flight. And standing by for core booster throttle down momentarily. Core booster has begun to throttle down. Standing by for BECO. And we have BECO booster engine cutoff, standing by for stage sep. And we have good indication of stage separation. NED is deploying. We have pre-start on the RL-10. And we have ignition on the RL-10 engine. Engine chamber pressure looks good. And we have good indication of payload fairing jettison. Now 6 minutes, 20 seconds into flight. And with the boost phase of flight complete, Parker Solar Probe will now continue its journey to the Sun. And it's 6 minutes, 50 seconds into flight. RL-10 chamber pressure looks good. Seeing good responses on the upper stage RCS system. And after a brief review of booster performance, seeing very close to nominal performance on the booster. And this first burn of the second stage will last approximately 4 minutes, 42 seconds. Now 7 minutes, 30 seconds into flight. About 3 minutes remaining in the first burn. And at 8 minutes, 30 seconds into flight, RL-10 chamber pressure continues to look good. Seeing very stable values on the upper stage LOX and LH2 tanks. ACS storage bottle pressure looks good. And vehicle body rates are very smooth. Now 9 minutes into flight. And at 9 minutes, 40 seconds into flight, just under 1 minute remaining now in the first burn of the second stage. Second stage continuing to perform nominally. RL-10 engine performing well. Tank pressures look good. Vehicle body rates remain smooth. 10 minutes into flight. And about 30 seconds remaining in the first burn.